right. 1, 2, 3. Radio Underground. Episode 30. Check the... What does it say?
What?
It says my current resolution is not... Okay, we're fine. Like right away, we're back to live streaming, guys, because it's going to go good from now on.
The resolution of our audio?
I don't know what the hell it's saying. It's fucked up. Either way, Radio Underground, we're here, live. And we're going to ride it out no matter what. We're riding it out. Right away, I get problems. Like I've been doing tests for 3 days. Like, not a single thing went wrong. Nothing. Everything was like smooth as a baby's backside.
Immediate technical difficulties.
Like the minute we go to do it for real, like, all right, man, you ought not do this because this ain't warning. Please check the video resolution. The current resolution of 1148 over 646 is not optimal. I don't care.
Good thing.
Getting rid of it. I don't want to look at it. Whatever. Because we're not really doing a video anyway.
No, that shit's just playing with you, dog.
Yeah. But what I wanted to talk about right away, we need this podcast to take off because I don't know how much longer I can drive. I don't want to drive for a living. No. I've had it. I'm at my end. I'm at my wit's end with it. It's like, it used to, people who like blatantly blew red lights were, either they're in a bad hurry because something was going on, or you were in the hood. Now, anywhere I go, I'm talking wealthy areas. I was at an intersection out in Wixom.
Okay, yeah.
And it was green for me, though. My light was green.
Yeah.
Not 2 or 3 cars, 5 cars just fucking blew the red light. I counted them. Like, I knew the first 2 people would do it because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
5 cars.
5 cars blew a red light.
5 fucking cars blew a red light. I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm getting to the point where, like, it used to, like, you have that weird morbid thought where you're going to just jerk the truck into somebody.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's, like, coming to, like, where I actually have to, like, have the thought, like, dude, don't do that.
You actually have to stop yourself from doing it. You're not thinking. You're actually almost impulsively doing it.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what people do is so selfish and horrible. They deserve death. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I don't drive.
I'm not trying to go that far with it, but they deserve death.
I don't drive as much as you, but you know, I do. I have been known to have a little bit of road rage a couple times.
Yeah, you were a driver years ago.
Yeah, but this was actually driving in my own vehicle, and I was going to my parents' house, and the main road right by here, the highway, if you will, good old M3.
Sure.
Yeah. So I was coming from my house to their house, and I'm on that, and I stop at the light. Well, there's people stuck in the middle. It's 3 lanes each way, but there's the island in the middle, you know, and then the mile road comes across it. But anyways, there's people stopped in the middle because there was a funeral going through on the northbound side.
Okay.
And everybody stopped. The road's clear, but the funeral's going through the light. And the funeral had, no joke, a horse-drawn carriage in it. Like an actual horse-drawn carriage with the casket in the carriage. No joke.
Wow.
And everything's fine because once the light changes, the people on the southbound side are going to be able to go through no problem, including me. And then for some stupid reason, this semi decides to inch up like, oh, I'm going to be ready to go when this thing clears up, except he blocked 4 lanes of traffic for 3 lights. He's already stopped at the light. He should just stay there. He could tell it wasn't going to move. He can see higher up than anybody else. He can tell where the end of the fucking funeral is better than anybody on the road.
I'm getting road rage just thinking
so
about it.
So he decided to block traffic for 3 lights. And then he had people beeping at him and swearing at him. He's like, what? Like, what did I do?
You're blocking the road. And I'm a driver, by the way. You're blocking the road, motherfucker. Don't block the road!
It was infuriating. So it took me an extra 7 minutes to get to my parents' house. My parents live 3 minutes away from me. So it already took triple the time to get to their house. It was really frustrating. But justice served. Once the light changed and once the funeral ended, actually,
An
and
Apache helicopter blew him up, right?
No, close.
Okay.
Once the funeral cleared up, he went through, and a cop followed him straight through, and pulled him over
Okay, that's the next best thing.
in the Walmart parking lot.
I would have preferred Hellfire missiles
Yeah, me
to kill
too.
him, but
But
that'll do.
technically, justice was served.
Absolutely.
Finally.
And final thing is, like, I was, you don't want to do anything like that because you don't want to go to jail. And I don't want to go to jail. I'll never do anything to go to jail. And
We've talked about that before.
I've talked about the Wes Watson thing where he made me horrified of jail. Wes, you saved my life because I'm always thinking about hitting people and harming them. I have that fantasy because I'm getting older and crabbier.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be passive for the rest of my life.
It's not worth it. Yeah, he scared us straight. Like the TV show Scared Straight.
Wes is cool, but his fans
Oh,
are
jackass.
fags. Okay? Because
They're pretty lame.
yeah, because we did a video
Not all
on
of
him.
them.
We did a video on him as an ode to him, really. That's how I took
We
it.
talked about how he's changing lives
Yeah,
and he's doing
changing
positive
lives.
things.
Yeah, and I just basically we told this story. He's like, "You two bitches don't know anything about this life," and we got called ass flakes, which means
Yeah. We actually
we're
we
like
actually had
lamer.
people,
Yeah, we got ripped on.
yeah, people actually took offense to what we said and were complaining about these gangster types.
Yeah, so like, okay, you gangster motherfuckers, you're supposed to be the baddest people among us, right? You're supposed to be the toughest guys, the meanest, the nastiest. Everyone's supposed to be afraid of you. Why are you so sensitive like a bitch?
If
Why
somebody-
why you guys who are supposed to be the most gangster, the most down, you're so sensitive that if you see something that's perceived as an insult, even if it isn't, you're going to kill them. Dude, you're a bitch. You're a sensitive little bitch. If you can't take a little bit of criticism.
Well, I thought it was funny because
And we didn't give any criticism, by the way.
no, we didn't at all. We said Wes Watson's awesome, and the videos were awesome, and people should check it
Well,
out.
I love Wes. Wes is great. Check Wes Watson out.
there was nothing critical at all in the whole thing. We praised him, and we're getting shit for it. So much shit. At least 4 comments.
Yeah. 9 comments. It was 9.
Well, yeah, but 2 of them were, one was you and one was me.
But that was like our biggest our video, man. It's our most viewed piece of media, 500.
510 views.
But yeah, you guys, you gangster people, man, you need to like be able to roll with the punches a little bit. And then that guy that had a video like how to build something tight.
Oh man,
What was that guy? I don't even know what his name is.
Ryan 4321.
Yeah, Ryan.
Who was
started
obviously
talking-
from California.
He started talking mad shit at us.
Yeah, and
Fuck
so
you, Ryan.
said you only got 35 subscribers, which was true at the time.
Yeah.
And your videos only got this many views. Now Ryan, don't get me wrong, he had like 865, 866 subscribers, and he had amongst all his videos a total of over 1 million views. But he didn't post anything for like 4 years, and the first video he posted in 4 years was building basically a dolly to carry the cap of a Jeep to the Jeep and put it onto the Jeep.
That's building something tight, yo.
How to build something tight. He's like, yeah, and that's what I said to him. Like, you're making fun of us, but you know, and the videos he made. Did you watch any of the rap videos?
I couldn't.
Oh my
I couldn't
god,
watch it.
it was the worst. It was like, I don't know. Is cholo an offensive term?
No, it just means gangster Mexican guy.
These it was like cholo rappers and gangster wannabes, and this guy decided to make music videos for him, and they're horrible,
yeah.
really bad.
And you know the
Don't check out his channel,
Thing is, Ryan.
Ryan 4321.
Yeah, you're talking shit about us, and we've only been doing YouTube a few months.
I don't even know.
The podcast is 8 months. We're a couple months into the YouTube. I do have a 10-year-old. This is a 10-year-old channel because I put our old band shit on there.
Oh, according to this, it's 13 years old.
Okay, is that old?
2006, yeah.
But our podcast is young, and our YouTube podcast version is even younger than that.
Yeah. It's not even
So it's
legal
like-
yet. It's so young.
Now, yeah, motherfucker, I know we ain't shit, and we're probably never going to be shit. But you're a sensitive bitch, okay?
Yeah.
You're a sensitive bitch, and you got all hemmed up about something that's not a big deal.
Wes Watson's great.
We like Wes Watson.
You are not.
And you are a piece of crap.
Yeah, Ryan.
All right.
We should talk about something a little bit more less heated.
Yeah. Because the haters, you're not supposed to feed the haters, but because we're so young in our channel, each individual hater is going to get an argument.
Yeah. No,
We
we're
don't
just
have-
gonna
we're
just gonna go. I immediately went to his channel and checked out what kind of crappy videos he had, and I attacked him immediately. That's just what I do.
Okay,
I'm
we're
like
going to talk
a
about people who are successful at this, not losers like us and Ryan.
Yeah.
But
We have to learn how to build something tight. What? What the fuck does that mean?
yeah, build
His
something
video
tight.
was called "How to Build Something Tight."
What are you going to build a virgin? What are you talking about,
You
Ryan?
built the simplest. It was just basically a square piece of wood, a dolly, if you will, with wheels on it. He probably spent an hour building, 2 hours building. The place I worked at, they would build those all the time. It was like, I don't know what's so tight about what he built. It was basically a way to transport part of a Jeep to the Jeep, the cap of the four-door Jeep. You know what I'm talking about? The hard top. That was it. And
yeah,
he made
a
this
glorified
video.
dolly. Yeah, awesome,
bitch.
Ryan. But
That pissed me off. Sorry.
I guess we'll talk about someone who's successful in the internet game because that's not us or Ryan.
No.
Is Ninja.
No sour grapes here.
No, not at all. I was totally not gotten to by his comment. Totally not.
Nope.
But Ninja, from biggest Fortnite player in the world,
Yeah.
biggest streamer in the world. I don't think he was the biggest anymore, but he was top 5 still.
Oh, yeah.
He moved to Mixer,
Yes.
which is the
Microsoft, right?
Microsoft-owned brand, the Microsoft's version of streaming. And we were talking the other day. I'm like, this is like the equivalent of the Stern moving to satellite radio. Remember, he moved to Sirius. It was like the biggest deal ever.
Yeah.
For these young people, it's probably that equivalent.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah. I mean, he's millions of viewers every time he goes on streams, you know?
Yeah, because when we were, I don't know, it was in our 20s or whatever, or maybe late 20s. Stern's like, I've had it with all these rules and regulations. I've had it with this bullshit. I'm going to satellite radio, and everyone was like, whoa, because Stern was like syndicated everywhere. He was on terrestrial radio in syndication.
I was going to say
nationwide.
that. I was going to say terrestrial radio. You made me, and I was like, that was the first time I ever heard the term terrestrial radio was when Howard Stern decided to switch.
Oh, you heard?
It's like terrestrial radio, and everybody said it after. I'm like, what the hell?
It just means a tower.
Yeah, I know, but
It's
still,
radio.
I never heard referred to as that. I guess until Howard Stern switched.
By the way, those of you, if you guys are listening and commenting, I can't see your comments because I don't know how to do it through this software. Because we've had up to 6 concurrent viewers. We're down to 3. We have 2 likes. Thank you to the 2 likes and the 6 people that listened. I can't see your comments. I'm sorry. You could be saying nice things. It could be Ryan threatening us. We don't know.
This says there's one watching now, and I think it's me. So
Really?
yeah,
But on here it says 3 concurrent viewers.
Huh.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going to do our show.
we're gonna do our show. We're just gonna do it.
Yeah. I can't respond to all the haters, all one of them.
Yeah, Ryan.
Motherfucker. I guess we could talk about the speaking of stuff that happens like modern shit. Were you listening to this? I hear my own voice in the background.
Yeah. Oh, actually, it's pretty not delayed too much.
Okay.
Probably about 20 seconds, maybe.
So, Governor Abbott in Texas.
What are you? I'm sorry. I want to go back to Ninja real quick. I'm sorry.
No, we can
Just made me
we can
think.
talk about that. We can keep going.
So when I found out that Ninja was switching from Twitch to Mixer, I was like, "Whoa, who is that?" Because I didn't know. I mean, I knew who he was, but
yeah.
but I said it to my kids, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, was he a streaming game guy?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "He's not gonna be on Twitch anymore." They're like, "Okay." So it was big news in my household. I know who the guy is, and I've seen him on stuff, and I've seen him on ESPN, which to me is insane that there's gaming and stuff.
Esports.
Yeah, that esports is a thing, but good. Hey, more power to you, man. You made a living out of playing video games.
I guess we're gonna have to. All the people that like him are gonna be like, "Oh no, we're gonna have to switch over to Mixer by right-clicking on the Mixer app we have to watch."
I gotta download a new app. No way.
They probably already have it.
Yeah.
oh, great. He's on Mixer, which is, okay, Mixer, here we go, and we're going to watch him.
Yep. It's free, right? I mean,
Yeah.
okay. That's what I thought. So he switched. The end.
Yeah. Now, this this software I have, it has a built-in thing, like my PayPal's linked to it,
Oh.
but I don't know if, like, our 3 viewers can, like, support us, you know.
Don't donate money to us.
Give us money.
We're not going to do a Patreon. We're going to do just PayPal us some money.
PayPal direct. And then I'm just going to buy alcohol.
No, the Roadcaster.
Oh, the Roadcaster Pro. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah, that was like...
if we got that much money, then I'd be shocked.
No, the Roadcaster Pro, which I don't know why I got to buy it when this thing does all the same. Well, it doesn't have the
you
Bluetooth.
can't get, Bluetooth.
I don't have Bluetooth on it.
It's got more lights and shiny things on it.
It looks cooler.
Yeah.
It has a 4 microphone ports, 4 headphone ports. For when our friends that don't come over anymore come over.
I'm sorry. So I interrupted you. You were saying something about Governor Abbott.
Oh, yeah, Governor Abbott, down there in Texas, the great state of Texas, has decided unwanted graphic text pictures sent to people, i.e. dick pics.
Yeah.
Because you know it ain't, no one's complaining about getting titty pics from a girl. It's dick pics.
It's
so if you send a girl a dick pic, it's illegal in Texas real soon.
Wow.
I'd be cool with that because I got a lot in this way. If it covered like my friends that send me like innocent pictures, like it starts out like someone dancing and then it real quick transitions to a guy getting like fisted down to the elbow. You know those trap porn?
The shock.
Gotcha shock porn.
Yeah.
And then I got one with a shit dick.
Ugh.
And it's just
nothing worse than a shit dick.
Yeah, so if it covers that and it can get my friends off my, like people to quit sending me that gotcha porn where it fucking
you're all for it.
Yeah. Then I'm fine with it. Otherwise, no. I don't want any more government involved in anything. But
it doesn't affect me either way.
No, I don't send dick pics, nor do I receive them, so it doesn't matter. But I get the gotcha porn.
Back when we were a younger couple and, we were more adventurous, I might have sent my wife a few. But, we've been married for 16 years. We don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, she doesn't see that dick pics anymore,
No.
She doesn't need it.
No, she just sees live dick and saggy balls.
A live dick. That's how porn needs to broadcast. We got live dick here. It ain't none of that dick pic shit. We got live dick right here.
I almost choked on my coffee.
Yeah. We got girls choking on live dick right here.
It's living.
It's anatomical organ.
How do you... that's the thing. If people are sending these pics via Snapchat, don't they disappear after 10 seconds? Yes, there's ways to capture it, but most of the time, people aren't capturing.
I remember...
How do you enforce something like that?
I don't know. I remember Morgan, like, when he was visiting here, he came running up to me. He's like, hey, dude, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, what? He goes, he made me take my phone and take a picture of a snap of a girl sent to him. It was her tits, okay?
Okay.
So I took a picture of a close-up picture of his phone with a chick with tits, so I could send to him because if he screen captured it or snapped it, she would know that he's the one,
Oh, God.
It sends out the signal that you would
yeah, I know. It lets them know that somebody screenshotted it, yeah.
So here I am taking pictures of my phone. I'm taking a phone picture of his tits on his phone so he can have them forever without her knowing that he has them forever.
That's pretty...
It was an elaborate ruse to get it,
That's some labor-intensive smut peddling there.
It had to be done.
No, I agree.
It 100% had to be done.
Yeah, for him. Well,
Absolutely.
I mean, I guess technically you have a picture of some random chick's tits on your phone too at that point.
Yeah, I do.
So there's
I don't
that.
need them. I don't know. I still don't even know
that's
who she
terrible.
is.
And I'll look at it if you want me to, but that's pretty terrible, man.
Well, yeah, I can show you.
No, I don't want to see it.
All right. Shh.
Don't say it on the air.
Yeah. Well, it's known we know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
She would be like, "Oh, they know who are they?" Like, she probably wouldn't even care.
Speaking of dick pics,
Yeah.
Conor McGregor punched an old dude.
Yeah, I saw that. And
Apparently, it's a few months ago. It was like April. It happened.
Yeah.
But the video just kind of came out.
The thing is, man, that dude, like, I always like. He's an arrogant dickhead, and I always kind of supported him and backed him up, even through his bullshit behavior. But I'm to the point that you punched like a 70-year-old guy in the face.
Well, actually, he's only 50.
Really?
Yeah. I just read the article again. He's only 50 years old. He just looks really old.
Wow. Well, you're drinking.
He's been drinking a lot. But the guy kind of deserved it. Why would you turn down free whiskey?
Yeah, and he
didn't deserve it at all. That was a joke.
Punching a random guy in the face, like an old guy.
Dude took
50's old compared to a fighter.
Yeah, that dude took it, though.
Yeah, he didn't go out.
He's like, what the? And he just kept on drinking.
He didn't even look back at him.
No.
He just, he got hit, and he just started drinking his beer.
Yeah, everybody knows that McGregor's a dick. It just seems like it's getting more and more.
Yeah, he's a asshole, and I don't know, man. He's not likable. It's just the way it is. I try to back him up. I try to be like, I like McGregor. He's okay. He's not this horrible asshole. It's a character, but he's not a character like Uncle Chael is. You know, Chael Sonnen is not really. Everybody that actually knows him knows he's a really nice, awesome dude.
No, yeah,
but he plays a character for fun. Same thing with Colby and some of these other guys. Henry, I can't say his name. Cejudo. Henry Cejudo's like doing it too. They're actually nice guys. They're just trying to, draw attention or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Conor is a legit dickhead.
Oh yeah,
he's an absolute dick.
He's like
him and John Jones. There's a few guys that are actual dickheads.
He's actually become the arrogant. He's not drunk. I don't think he's drunk, but the pissed off prick Irish dude that always gets. He's like a soccer hooligan.
Yeah, like, oh, you get in my face, I'll fucking hit you.
Yeah,
I'll fucking hit you in your
he's
face.
A freaking really super rich soccer hooligan. That's all he is.
I'll hit you. I'll hit you in the face. Fuck you.
Although I would have, if he would have offered me the whiskey, I would have taken a drink of it. Tried it.
Fuck yeah. I mean, as much as I'm talking about it, he's like, hey boys, I want to play. I'm not gonna even do that. Hey guys, I'm getting around for you guys. I'm like, sure.
All right,
Conor.
I guess
awesome.
that guy apparently didn't like whiskey, but more power to him. He took that hit. He's awesome. They should sign him up. They have like a old person's fighting league that he could be part of, or something like that.
Yeah, and the old person fighting.
I'd watch that.
League.
Yeah, the GFL, the Geezer Fighting League, or something.
I've not seen it. I don't know
That'd be
anything
awesome.
about it.
So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just rein your shit in somewhat, Conor.
Yeah, get back to fighting. Come on.
He did say I'm never going to retire. Good.
But actually fight somebody. Come on. Get in the ring.
Get back out there.
Khabib was his last fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a year.
Yeah, he got
almost
mud stomped pretty bad.
I know he did say something. He's like something to Diaz, Nate Diaz, that he would fight him again if he's like, I'm here, I'll fight you. Yeah, why not? Do the third fight and that. Make it a trilogy. You can do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been. Mitch Rion is fighting Sergey Haritonov right now as we speak. I don't know the results, but I don't know, man. MMA. I remember back during the MMA TV days when we had access to all the pay-per-views and everything, and it would cost I paid a certain price to the guy because it was a total bootleg. And you give him you could give him as low as $5. I gave him more for risking his ass. I gave him more.
So he basically bought the pay-per-view and then streamed it for a bunch of people and then charged them money.
Yeah, and well, eventually it got up to him. He got full on raided. They busted in there and fucking totally. He got a door kick in raid.
That sucks. I remember that. We used to watch it all the time on that shit.
Yeah.
That sucks that it's gone now.
Yeah, I remember that shit, dude. It was Back in the day, that was fun.
Now it's I don't know. It just remember because you'd always have people fighting a couple times a year. You know, the big names, even the big names, were fighting a few times a year back then when we were watching a lot.
Yeah, sure.
And now they're fighting like once a year. It's insane. Because when did DC and
Miocic.
when did they fight the first time?
I don't know.
Was it last October?
It was almost a year ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Neither one of them fought.
I'm sorry, that was so stupid.
Cormier's fought since then.
It was like, wasn't it last October? I'm like, no, almost a year ago.
Well, let's say it's 10 months. And DC's fought since then because he fought, what's his name? Who did he fight?
Black Beast.
Yeah. But Stipe, is that how you say his name?
Stipe, yeah.
That's stupid.
He sat out because he felt he deserved an immediate rematch.
He got knocked out in the first round.
But as much as I like Stipe, and he did win the rematch,
yeah,
and it vindicated him or whatever, you still got knocked out in a round, dude.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't even have got a rematch that way. He probably should have had to do another fight or two.
I would have think so.
Then a rematch.
Fight his boy back into it. Yep.
But whatever. It's kind of hard to say. You didn't deserve the rematch when you blew him the fuck out in the fourth round in the fight that happened, a week ago. But
yeah. I don't know. And
I don't know. MMA is starting to lose its luster with me. It's kind of turning into the pro wrestling. You know how like you're weaning off. I was weaning off of it, but 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of getting that way because it's, I don't know.
Well, especially with
you
UFC.
watch so much of it,
Especially with the UFC, it really has become a diluted problem. It's not delusional. It's diluted, like watered down.
As in putting too much
and now
water
that
in it.
With ESPN, you actually have to pay $5 a month to get ESPN, just in order to have the right to buy their pay-per-views for $60 a month. So you have to pay $5 a month in order to pay $60 every time there's a pay-per-view. The honor of paying that $60.
Yeah. It's like one of those old college, like, what do you call it, where I own the seat, but I also have to pay. So you own what is it you call it when you like own the seat, but you also pay for the seat, like the full price, but there's like a license you buy, then you pay per event. What the fuck is that called?
I don't know.
Anyways,
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the terminology is.
Yeah. So they pay an upfront fee, and then you got to pay per fucking home game. It's like, that's not a deal.
No.
At all. You're just fucking flat out paying a ton of money to see something you can watch at home.
You're paying twice.
It's ridiculous.
You're paying for the honor and the right to pay more for the seat. In this case, the pay-per-view. So you have to pay $5 a month, and then also, anytime there's pay-per-view, and they do, 2 a month now?
Yep.
You're paying $120 if you want both of them every month. I don't understand that.
Yeah, and I think the thing with MMA, you're getting like to a time where the guys that like we looked up to they're gonna go by the wayside. A guy that will like fight tomorrow, like I'll do the fight, fuck it. And they come off their bar stool.
Very few of them now. So Cerrone.
Yeah, these guys, they're all worried about CTE. Not that there's an issue with that. I get it, but at the same time, it's like, in the mid 2000s, those guys would just fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And be like, yeah, you want me to fight? Like Liddell would fly to Japan, and even though he worked for the UFC, like I want to fight Vanderlei Silva. Well, we're not going to give you our champ, but you get to fight Rampage. Remember him and Rampage fought over there, and it's just like these guys would just go and they would fly down to Brazil and fight in an auditorium. Like that's how it used to be, guys. Just tough guys that would just brawl.
Yep.
And that element's gone. Now they're athletes. Now they're worried about injuries, and they're worried about CTE, and they're worried about like their legacy. I get it, but at the same time, it's like becoming a regular sport. I guess.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And it's just like, man,
I just
liked it when there were crazy people that would just fight.
Off the top of my head, I can probably think of three things, maybe three, but two people that I can think of that still fight, that just take a fight on short notice. Cerrone will take a fight no matter what.
Yeah. Cowboy will definitely do it.
Anthony Smith has done it a couple times.
Cerrone, Smith. There are those guys that are still around.
It's not like it used to be. It really isn't.
No, yeah, it's those. Back in the old days, those guys they would come off like a brutal like war when they went back and forth and then like fight someone right away like weeks later. But you wouldn't get cleared by the commission now. If you get take too many hits and the commission decides that you're like done, you're not fighting again.
Which is weird because that doesn't at all explain Diego Sanchez. How's he still fighting?
He's another one that'll fight anyone.
Yeah, he will. But he's taken so many brutal headshots and so much damage, and he still somehow doesn't have CTE or something going on. Or maybe he does. I don't know.
Well, he's an outlier.
Yeah.
Definitely a genetic outlier of some sort. Like, he has the ability to absorb that kind of damage. I don't know why or how, but he just does. But I don't know, man. Like, the old UFC stuff, you know, the Bonner Griffin thing that, like, kind of put it on the map in 2005, I believe it was. And it had a lure to it. Like, these guys, they're not like the bitchy guys you watch in basketball or baseball. They're here to do it, man. They're going to just fucking get in there and do it. Now they're like, well, I want to fight once a year. Daniel Cormier knocked me out, but I deserve an immediate rematch, and I sit out for a year until I get Cormier. And it's like, guys, come on, man. That's not like the spirit of martial arts to me as a guy that can't fight.
No, but we've seen enough, you know, kung fu and ninja movies and stuff to know what the honor of martial arts is.
It's all about getting in that tournament, fighting in 400 or some odd fights. Like, remember the
Frank Dukes.
Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube. Check him out. Any one of you guys that want to have your like childhood ruined, check out Pink Man. He's called the Pink Man.
Okay.
And he did a 2-part series just shitting on the real Frank Dukes.
Yeah.
And what a lying sack of shit that guy is. Because he did the numbers like, okay, he won supposedly like 48 fights. That means the tournament had to have like 10,000 people.
Yeah, I know.
From all over the world, fly to Hong Kong, do this underground tournament where they fought each other, and he fought, 40 times in a tournament, never really got injured enough. Like, everyone knows, like, the tournaments back in the early UFC where they had to do 3 fights, they had many times where, like, they didn't have a main event because the one guy's just hurt.
Yeah.
So you can't, or they had to have a like alternate, and the alternate would win because he's fresh because he didn't fight in 2 fights before. Like, you can't do those massive tournaments like that. It's a lie and it's bullshit.
And for you people who don't know who Frank Dukes is, he's the guy that Van Damme played in Bloodsport, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So in the movie Bloodsport, Van Damme's character is Frank Dukes, who's a liar.
He's a lying sack of shit. Pretty much everything about the movie, even to his military service, was a lie. He was in the military.
Yes.
But there's parts of that were a lie. Everything about Frank Dukes is a fucking lie. And people just have this, they build these legends in their head and want to create these almost like demigods that don't exist. And I'm gonna bring us a lot of heat with this one.
Again.
But this is going to be a lot of heat.
Yeah.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, the new movie.
Oh yeah, we talked about it real quick last week too.
And we talked about it briefly.
Yes.
But dude, Bruce Lee, I'm telling you guys, Bruce Lee, like, he's 135 pounds. He was Chinese. He couldn't beat up everybody. And Chael Sonnen also said the same thing about Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris and a lot of these guys who were he goes, they had one thing in common. Los Angeles, California. They were in Hollywood. So they could perpetuate that. They were just the toughest guys ever.
Yep.
And it's not the case. I mean, no one wants to believe that some like redneck or some like just gangster from the hood is like the toughest guy in the world, but that's kind of how shit is, man.
Yeah.
There's some dude that's just tough and mean. Wes Watson will kick your ass, right? Wes Watson, he'll beat you up. Some dude that studied in a dojo all the time, he probably can't beat up everybody.
No, they're also playing characters. Bruce Lee may have been able to kick some ass. I don't know.
Well, he beat me up.
Oh yeah, he beat us up, no problem. But it's just like Chuck Norris. And Chuck Norris still plays it to this day. It's a character where he's unbeatable. Which technically, I think Chuck Norris technically is unbeatable because I don't think he ever lost a tournament.
Yeah, Chuck, compared to Bruce Lee, Chuck was a actual fighter that competed in tournaments.
Yes.
So yeah, he was tough.
But
I have to pee.
It's a tournament. These guys are not in real life infallible, unbeatable. Someone is going to hurt them. You can't have a 135-pound guy fighting a 200-pound, 225-pound man. Stones talked about this with us last week too. But it's just your Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris. It's just some kind of mythos about them. It's a character they're playing. These guys are not actually the baddest men in the world. They're just martial arts practitioners who are actors. And that's all they've ever been. Bruce Lee's awesome. His movies are fantastic. Love them. They're super entertaining. Enter the Dragon is one of the best martial arts movies ever. It's a great movie. Chuck Norris is also an actor. Not great. And his movies are also not great. And Walker, Texas Ranger is... Well, it's Walker, Texas Ranger. It's fake and it's terrible. But it's just a character. Everything he's ever done is a character. Okay? It's just like a wrestler. These guys have been built up. They're unbeatable. They're not that badass. Sorry. Bruce Lee would definitely... I think that's the problem with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Brad... I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody, but from what I understand, Brad Pitt's character, who's a stuntman and fight choreographer and tough guy, beats Bruce Lee in a fight in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's why one of the things they're up in arms about, but also the cockiness and the different demeanor
they didn't like
showed.
The Bruce Lee's daughter's like, my father was not an arrogant man and all that kind of thing.
He might have been a little cocky. You know, he was making waves. He not so much here at that point. He had done some shows and stuff, but his movies internationally were doing great. And then they started getting big here. So maybe he had some cockiness about him, you know. You don't know. You like we said last week, you were 9 or 10 or 11 years old when this would have taken place.
And I tend to think that someone like Quentin Tarantino and the people who like the writers of that movie might have had some inside information about Hollywood.
Yep.
And they might have based it on some things they heard, tales they've heard. So to just say that, like, he was not that way, you don't know. We weren't there. And Brad Pitt's character also, by the way, I didn't see the movie, but I saw, like, the fight scene.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like Robert Redford. Like a young Robert Redford.
Look going on. Yeah.
He kind of had that, like, Jeremiah Johnson look.
And even in
before he went all mountain man.
Yeah. But even if they didn't have inside information and they didn't know what he was actually like, whatever, the thing you have to remember about this movie is it's a work of fiction. It's not real. Nothing in the movie actually happened. It's fictitious.
So Brad Pitt really didn't beat up Bruce Lee, is what you're saying.
No. I don't think so. Not that I know of. But
well,
you never know.
goddamn, that's all fake then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Unless Brad Pitt's older than I thought.
Yeah.
But it's just don't take it that seriously. Bruce Lee's daughter. Okay? I don't remember her name. Is it Sharon? Shannon?
Shannon, I believe.
Miss Lee, don't take it personally.
And like I've said before, many episodes, I'm going to tear you down to build you back up, Shannon.
Yeah.
Your brother Brandon was in The Crow, which is one of the greatest movies ever fucking made.
Yeah.
The Crow is a fantastic movie.
A lot of people don't think it aged well. I actually still like it.
I liked it.
But people still like it, don't get me wrong. And even the people that say it didn't age well, I think they're more referring to effects and, stuff.
Well, I saw the Crow not when it came out. I saw it in about 2010.
Oh, wow. So you're really
I saw
late.
it, like I ripped it on my computer and streamed it from my computer to my Xbox 360 at the time.
Wow. That's a long time.
And I liked it. I was like, this.
No,
I can't believe I'd never watched this fucking movie.
I watched
It's
it.
fucking amazing.
I watched it with my son a few months ago, and he even liked it. It was. I mean, he of course the special effects. He's like, there's like the part where he's running across the roof, and you could tell it's like some kind of special effect. It's just like some black figure.
Yeah.
There's certain things, and he's like, but overall, he liked it a lot. And dude, that soundtrack, I love that.
I just
soundtrack.
like the gothic architecture.
Yeah, of Detroit.
Yeah, but it kind of looked like a Gotham to me.
Yeah, it looked like if Detroit was Gotham.
If Detroit was Gotham, and the bad guy from the Three Musketeers and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves,
Yeah,
was the main bad guy that fucked his sister.
Yeah,
it was like that.
It was
in my estimation.
It was it was a really good movie. I still like it a lot. And then they made sequels to it. Let's not talk about those.
Yeah, the
fucking
Crow
terrible
sequels. Yeah, there's a sequel to it called Sting and WCW. There was that There was that.
It was
my
bad.
voice is cracked. I'm 40 going on 13.
But the soundtrack to The Crow, the original soundtrack, had Stone Temple Pilots and Violent Femmes and 9 Inch Nails and a bunch of other stuff on it. It's a fantastic soundtrack. I still have it.
It's a great movie. It's iconic.
Yep.
In many ways. And I want to talk about something from that era.
Yeah.
Again, there's no such thing.
We're not going to talk about Ultraviolet again, are we?
No.
Okay.
There's no such thing as bad publicity. Why can't I say the word?
Publicity.
I'm not drunk or nothing. Anyway. So everybody, like, even people at work, and not just, like, musician people I've met over the years, just people at work are like, did you hear that new Tool song?
Oh.
They're coming up to me about Tool, and I'm here to tell you guys that I never at any point in my life liked Tool.
No?
I don't hate them.
No, but you're just
It's
indifferent.
not bad music. I'm not I can respect that they are good musicians. Never been a big fan of Tool. I don't get it. I don't get why everybody loved them. When I was in bands, there would be every singer that would audition for us or people I would audition to be part of their band, it was always Tool. Like, we want to go with this Tool. Like, somebody always liked Tool in the band, you know? And again, it's not horrible. I like Sober, their most basic radio song. I like Schism. Bring, ding, bring. I'm a bass player. I learned that bass line. Just that intro part. But I just don't. I never got it why they were so, like, big. You know, I don't know. It wasn't something that, to me, that, like, if people are coming up to me like, Tool's new song, you check it out. Like, I don't fucking care, dude. I don't care.
I'm a little. I don't love Tool either. I like Tool. I probably like it more than, like you said, you like a couple songs. I probably like it a little bit more than you. But same thing. There's many people I know that, well, Morgan talked about it. I think Morgan's a bigger fan than we are.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people that are fans. I like them, and I actually like a lot of their songs, but I'm not a huge fan. I know a lot of people shit on the new. A few people shit on the new song. I can't remember what it's called.
I heard it. There was like ambient noise for several minutes.
Well,
and then
and I know, somebody shit on it really. Oh, it was Ben. Ben shit on it. But
Ben shits on everything.
But now here's my point though, and I'm not here to rip on Ben. My point is, this whole album and a lot of their albums this is just a piece of a long thing. You have to listen to the songs together in a particular order. So until I hear the CD in its entirety, I'm going to reserve judgment on the song. Right now, the song sounded, it was okay. Oh, it's actually just a couple second delay. But the song's not terrible. It's not great. It's kind of like, I'll let you know what it's like in a couple weeks when I hear the entire CD together. But the same thing, I don't necessarily want that. If you're releasing a single from an album, that song should stand alone and be good. They didn't do that, as far as I'm concerned. So I like Tool. I don't love Tool. And I guess I'm the same way. I don't understand why people think they're just the end all be all best.
I don't either. There are bands like that come along that everybody will just swear to you that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
And it's not me. Rage Against the Machine, same thing. I have a lot of people that love them, and it's not just their political leanings or whatever. In general, their sound was like, to me, it was like rapcore. To me, it was maybe well thought out rapcore, but it was just sort of socially conscious rapcore. But it's just rapcore to me. I like their "Killing in the Name of" is a great song.
Yeah,
I'll give them credit for "Killing in the Name of." That's a great fucking song. If I happen to be listening to the radio, which we're going to talk about in a minute, I'll stop. Oh, cool. Rage Against the Machine, "Killing in the Name," great song. But in general, I don't know, man. They didn't do it for me.
I like them more than I do Tool, but same thing. They have a couple of what I would guess would call really good, maybe great songs. They have a bunch of good songs, and then they have a bunch of I don't care songs, stuff that I just don't care about. They probably got about 10 songs that I could just listen to back to back to back right now. But
I mean, many episodes ago I talked about it, like an odd friendship. Tom Morello, and Ted Nugent are close friends.
I know, that's so weird.
Isn't that so weird?
It's so weird.
You think about them two, like being buddies, sitting around, like just chilling out. Like Tom is like basically Antifa, and Ted Nugent, I think, is the NRA's leader now, or one of the top people in the NRA. And to think of them two in a room hanging out is fucking unbelievable.
It's strange.
It's fucking. But I guess it just proves the point. Like, somebody might not politically be way different than you, but like you just connect. You're just buddies. Like, I just like his general person.
Yeah.
And probably could be the simple fact that they both don't drink. Like, everybody is drinking around us. Let's just have coffee and talk. Like,
they're both teetotalers, as I think that's a term from the temperance days.
Tom's not a big partier. Ted never partied.
No.
So it's just they probably like, oh wait, there's a dude not drinking. I'm gonna go sit with
go
him.
hang with them.
Like, hey man, what's going on? Like, yeah, I'm a communist. Like, oh whatever, I don't care. Like,
we'll argue about that later. Let's just hang out.
Well, let me see your guitar.
Yeah, they connected probably through music.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tom said in an interview, he goes, I've talked to Ted many times, and is like, we never jammed together. Like, just as a player, like, dude, I just want to play with him because he's good, Like,
oh, yeah.
And that's probably the connection. They're just, they're virtuosos at their art.
Yep.
But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but Rage Against the Machine and Ted, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Never got why Ted's so, loved as a player either.
I mean, no, believe me, he's a good guitar player. He's really good.
Well, Tom is too.
Yeah, but honestly, there might be 2, 3 songs I can think of by Nugent off the top of my head that are, they're good. I'm not going to go on my way to listen to Ted Nugent, but if it's on.
I like Free For All.
I like Free For All. I like Stranglehold.
That's a good jam.
Stranglehold's good.
Yeah.
The song he did with Damn Yankees, I like only because the video is so bad, and I can think of the video in my head.
Yeah,
enough.
That is 80s cheese.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, Nugent's so old that even in the 80s, he was older than we are now.
Yeah. I know.
When that video was filmed, he was probably older than we are right now.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. It was cheesy, but it was like him and the guy from Night Ranger and the guy from Styx, and they're like, oh, let's make a band.
Tommy.
Damn Yankees, right?
Yeah, Damn Yankees.
That video, just the shootout, like where he's
just me high enough.
Where he kicks open the door and he goes out on the porch and he's just wailing on his guitar and they're shooting all around him and stuff. I'm like, what the? But there's people that love that song Fred Bear. I don't understand. I don't think that's a good song.
No,
I understand it's probably it's a tribute to a man he respected, and I respect that, but I don't think it's a good song.
Yeah, I didn't care about Fred Bear. But
bet you it wasn't his real last name.
Yeah. No, my name is Fred Bear.
Yeah, it's probably Bayer, Bayer. They're like, oh, he's a bear.
Yeah.
No.
Fred Smith, and you just went by Fred Bear? 'Cause
I
he's
have no
a
idea.
hunting guide up.
I
in
actually
Michigan.
don't know. I don't know much behind the lore of the song.
It was just a hunting guide guy that's really well known.
Oh, well, that's even
From
more
what
boring.
I understand.
That makes it even more boring.
Yeah, because I'm never gonna hunt.
No.
Like I can't. Like the thing is, like I'm not. It's not a moral issue with me. I don't care if you want to shoot animals.
No.
I just
please.
don't see the point in like because I have fished thousands of times.
Yeah.
Or hundreds. I'll say hundreds. Thousands.
A lot.
Ridiculous. I fished hundreds of times. Not an avid fisherman, but I've done it many years. And when a bad day of fishing is one of the most boring fucking things you'll do in your life, because you're sitting there. Now it's nice if you're in a rural area and it's beautiful and and you're just kind of absorbing the environment that you've never been there.
Yeah.
Then it can be cool, but it's still boring. But like hunting, and I don't think I could do it.
No, I'm not. We have many friends who are, and more power to you. Have fun. Go hunt, please.
Yeah.
I'll buy meat off of you.
Exactly.
Just I don't want to sit there.
Like I just liked shooting. Like if I'm gonna go shoot,
Yeah.
like when I would go visit my family in Kentucky, those guys would bring out like their 22s, their ARs. They'd bring out everything, and you could just shoot. It's like a salad bar.
Yeah.
Just try everything.
Jake, your choice. What do you want?
Yeah,
on your plate?
hunting to me isn't that cool. It's nowhere. The range beats hunting any day of the week to me.
Yeah, because there's constant action.
Yeah, because you're not just sitting there waiting. But like, I don't know. That's just how
I completely agree with you on that one.
So
I'll
pick a day of shooting. Now the range is cool, but like when you go to your family's property where they can just shoot anything and there's and you just
pull out the 50 cal.
Yeah, and you're just going fucking nuts. It's great. You
Rocket
do that once
launcher.
or twice a year. You get it out of your system. You don't care if you shoot anything again for a year. It's great.
Oh, I agree. I know. I'm sorry. There's something else I don't like about Ted Nugent, and it's nothing he did, but I can't remember who it was on Riff, but they call him, and one of his nicknames, they call him Deadly Tedley.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest nickname.
Deadly Tedley.
That is the dumbest. I don't know if was his middle name Lee. Is that why? Where they
I
got,
don't know.
I don't know
It's fucking retarded.
anything about that, but it sounds stupid, and don't say it ever again.
No, Uncle Ted.
I understand
cool.
Uncle Ted.
Elder guy.
Yeah.
People
Yep.
look up to him. Uncle Ted, I get it.
I don't even remember. It was one of the local
Deadly
radio stations.
Tedley.
I don't know if it was the classic
Fucking
rock or if it was
stupid.
Riff or what, but it was like, that's stupid. Don't ever say that again.
Well, remember he had a bitter divorce from 101, and then he started his own station, 105.1, The Bear,
Yeah.
and it folded eventually.
What?
Because he tried to go head-to-head with like an established brand.
I remember when he started his line of, not beef jerky, but biltong is what it was called.
That shit was good.
It was the best shit I ever ate.
I don't care what any of you people. I don't care if you're a complete left winger and you hate Ted Nugent to death. If you're not a vegan,
Yeah.
just a left winger in general, a vegan left winger ain't gonna appreciate it. But that biltong, I don't give a fuck. That was some of the best.
So good.
That was the best beef jerky I ever had in my life.
And then
And it was all around here in Michigan.
same
You could
thing.
have it. It was great.
It folded.
Yep.
Same thing.
I don't know how it folded. It was so good.
It was like $4 a pack.
Yeah, I didn't
People
care. I was like,
I bought all the
I
time.
was paying. I was like, no, I'm getting it. This
I
is
was-
breakfast.
I would be broke, but man, I bought it at least every other day.
Like because I'd have to fill up my work truck, and I would go to a Sunoco that had diesel, and the dudes there, like they would have that biltong there on their little rack.
Yep.
Every day. I'd be like, oh, dude, thanks, man.
I would
love
go.
that shit. It
I
was
would have to
good.
deliver. I was delivering auto parts at the time, but I'd have to deliver parts to a place right. There's a cemetery not far from here where a bunch of our family members are buried,
Yeah.
and across the street there's a gas
I'll
station.
be there next year. I mean,
Across the street there's a marathon station, and they had it. I would stop in there all the time and buy it. That's where that was my source. That was my dealer.
That was your deal. We would snort biltong every day.
I swear to God, I would rip the package open, eat all the biltong out of it, and then I would rip it open more and lick
the juice.
lick the juices.
Yeah,
It was good.
that stuff was good. it went under, and I'm like, man, fuck, that would be so good if it was. I could go for it right now. I wish it was available. Someone get a hold of Uncle Ted.
Well, in my opinion, and Ted might disagree with me, but the greatest thing he ever did in his entire life, not make a family and have kids or whatever. Does he have kids?
I think he has 2.
That's not the most important thing you ever did, Ted. The biltong is.
The biltong, absolutely. Cat Scratch Fever didn't have shit on the biltong.
I guess I kind of like Cat Scratch Fever. I kind of forgot about that song.
I liked Free For All. That's my
Free For All, Stranglehold.
I actually paid for it and downloaded it. I have it.
I totally paid
Ted
for it
got
too.
my money on that song. It's a good song.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, yeah, there was something else I wanted to talk about. Like
you said something about radio.
Radio. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to steal his thunder, but it was funny. Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, and I've talked about him before. He rips on other podcasts. Well, he had a segment where he was like ripping on morning zoos that are still out there, like the '90s style morning zoos. And he's like, listen to this. He goes, look. He goes, I don't like the political correctness that's around now. He goes, but still, this is outdated because of like the content and like. So is that? Remember when Stern left for Sirius? We talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
So they had people like fill in that slot, and he did like Man Cow and on Rover or Rover's Morning Glory.
Yeah,
they had these guys that basically they were trying to fill these people in because Stern was gone.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that Rover guy, he's still on like in syndication in a few markets, and he's like, all right, we got our 19. Like they all talk like, all right, there. You know the talking that's just.
It's almost like strip club.
It's out of style now.
It's like strip club DJ type voice.
Yeah. And he had this 19-year-old girl in the studio, and he goes, and Carl was like, listen how uncomfortable this sounds. And he's like, all right. He goes like, do you want something in your vag? The thing about like now after the Me Too movement and all the things that are like. Currently, how the culture is now to like these shock jock guys, and then he had Opie from Opie and Anthony, and they're like, what are some of the craziest things that happened back when you were doing your gig? Because he has a shitty podcast. He's like,
yeah.
We had a girl that she put a baseball bat in her pussy, and just to think about that now, like if you had a show that did that, it would be just banned.
It's like like the famous Stern thing where wasn't it the girl sat on the speaker naked and had an orgasm?
Yeah, back in the 80s or whatever.
Oh my God! It just that's kind of stuff you can get. Actually, you made me think of this because I walked in to my and my brother was watching old game shows on one of the game show networks or Buzzer or whatever. I don't know what the network's called, but he's watching old Match Game episodes. And if you're not familiar with the Match Game, they basically say something. And you have to guess the answer, but there's celebrities there who also guess the answer, and your answer has to match theirs. So they said something about, oh God, what was it? I had it all in my head. I was just going to say it. But basically, the host said, like something like to the effect of like a bunch of Chinamen. You can't get away with that. The next thing was something, if someone did this, a man, if he did this and he turned down these women, what would you think he was? And they said, fag, queer, homo, all this other stuff. It was from the 70s, but it's like, we're watching this, is like, there's no freaking way you could get away with any of this.
Oh,
I don't like any of those terms. I was just quoting, just so you know.
Absolutely.
Just, you could get away with that stuff in 1970s, early 1980s TV shows. Or Alex Trebek. Remember he had another show? He did Jeopardy at night. You didn't see Jeopardy at night, but he did Classic Concentration during the day. And he was like, he would hit on every other woman that was on the show and like put his hand on their shoulder and like, he's like,
hey, daily double.
You're a pretty good looking girl and blah, blah, blah. Like, you could not get away with it. He was like, he was totally Weinsteining her.
Yeah.
Getting ready.
Yeah. The thing is like, back then, it's like, I kind of want a hybrid of back then and now, because I don't want it to go full back then because that was over the top and people are treating bad. But I want it's gone bad the other way now. So I want like a middle ground.
Some kind of middle ground.
I want you to be able to like flirt with a girl a little bit and everything would be cool, but you can't do the grab ass thing. I don't want that back necessarily.
No, we don't want sexual assault.
Yeah, but you want like
little
be able to, like,
tongue-in-cheek innuendo and stuff like that. That's fine.
Yeah, because even me, like I'll have like it still happens, like a coworker that's a woman or whatever will come in, and all of a sudden they're dressed like great and look phenomenal, and you don't be like, holy shit, you look phenomenal, but like you don't want to like you're like,
usually you look terrible.
Yeah, but like, hello, how you doing, Caitlin? Hi. And you just like, you can't say nothing now. Like, you just go into your coffee. You can't be like, my God, look at you.
I agree. I think
because like the tribal part of your brain is like, man, look at that ass.
Yeah,
like
it's just.
But you're gonna be, like, all right, I'm just going to the coffee machine here and just don't rub against me. Don't. I know this is a tight court. Like,
no one's condoning sexually assaulting people and stuff. We're just saying. It's only things I
noticing hotness is not wrong. God damn it. But you notice it.
I was if something, and this isn't me. This is Jerry Seinfeld said. It's one of the only things I've ever agreed with Jerry Seinfeld on because I don't think he's great. But he said if something's funny, even if it's offensive, no matter what, if something's funny, it's funny.
Absolutely.
If you're offending someone, you might be offending this guy, but these 50 people here are laughing their asses off. If something is funny, it's funny. That doesn't mean you have to be offensive. Don't necessarily automatically go for the offensive thing for the shock value, but no matter what, if it's funny, it's funny. It's one of the only things I ever got from him that I actually liked.
Yeah, it's true because it's like there's things that I hear that are offensive to me personally.
Yeah.
But I can acknowledge that, oh my God, that was actually pretty
If you're
good.
hanging out with your buddies and you guys are just ripping on each other, they're going to say offensive stuff. It's still funny. You might not think it's funny at the time, but it's still funny.
Yeah, it's like, you got me pretty good,
Yeah.
Well, another thing, too, like I watched it, like I got on a kick where I was watching on YouTube the old Johnny Carson stuff.
Oh, God, yeah.
And everybody, like in those old shows, just smoked.
Oh, all the time.
Everybody smoked. They're sitting there smoking. They could have a child actor sitting there.
And they're smoking right in front of
They're smoking in front of the kid.
Yep.
And like the kid could be, he could be little Corey Feldman when he was 7.
Yep.
And they're smoking in front of him, like just drowning him in it. It's like,
you want to take it a step further? They used to do the Dean Martin roasts where they would, every year Dean Martin and the group of the Friars Club and stuff would roast one person, and they would smoke, and they were drinking. No matter, and it was on TV, and they were showing this stuff. They're smoking and drinking and getting drunk on TV and just ripping on each other.
Yeah. But back then, like,
and that wasn't even on cable. They didn't have it was on network television.
They would do those roasts, and it would be like a roast of, like, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
I saw him get roasted.
Yeah,
think about like Trump or any of these modern politicians. Like, all right, yeah, you're just roasting me, like, and just taking it,
Yeah.
But the funny thing was, I saw one where like Reagan got roasted by like Dean Martin and all
Don
these
Rickles,
guys.
and
then he grabs a mic and he starts fucking them up.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, things were like
so
really cool back then.
And I don't think he was president yet at that point, but he was definitely
governor or something.
Yeah, I think he was definitely the governor at that point.
He was old as shit, so he had to be the governor at least.
Yeah, because I think he became governor in like 72 or 74 or something like that. So he's probably definitely the governor. But there's just smoking, getting wasted, making fun of each other. Obviously, they didn't swear or anything because it was on TV.
Talking about, hey, you need to get a little thinner there, you ladies.
Yeah.
Like stuff like
just
that.
Stuff you couldn't get away with. But now everybody's just, it's just too sensitive.
Another one, too, you want to talk about politically incorrect? Everyone goes on about all this other. Watch a Jack LaLanne, the old fitness guy.
His old fitness videos.
The OG fitness guy, like before Arnold, before any of it.
Like 1950s.
Yeah. Jack LaLanne, he was talking, he's like, so I had this kid come in here, and he was fat, he was overweight. And, when you get overweight, you like become an imbecile. He's like he said you become an imbecile when you're overweight, like it affects your mind,
Yeah.
And I just couldn't think about, like, they got fat shaming and everything now. Like, you could, like, you're a fat person, you're an imbecile. Think about saying that now to somebody, like going up to somebody.
I am
absolutely, 100% an imbecile.
Yep.
by Jack LaLanne standards. There's no two ways about it.
It's just, man, some of those things were just fantastic.
And he goes, what you need to do is you need to follow the good-looking people around the grocery store and see what they're eating. And you will see that the good-looking people are eating the healthy food. Like his advice was like, so you basically
Stalking.
like a good-looking people and like go to where, like, I guess they hang out to the outer parts of the, because there was an old thing, like, to get healthy, everything on the outside of the perimeters of a grocery store are healthy, but the in stuff is unhealthy. Well, you notice that how they've tricked you on that now. Because I was at the grocery store today. Now they got like the Cheez-Its and the nacho chips and stuff on the outsides and on like crates and shit. So it's no longer on the innards.
Same thing. You start with fruits and veggies and stuff, and then some healthy stuff. But the next stop on that outside wall is the bakery. So you go from, they've
right to carbs.
Right to carbs. And then the meat counter and the fish counter, and then all the meats and stuff.
See, the thing is, like, back, like, when those Eat This, Not That, those kind of books and stuff were made, were in the 90s, and that was generally how it was. The outer rim was, like, your meat and dairy and veg, and, produce.
And for the most part, it still is, but they drove.
But they do. They now they sneak in, like, you got condiments, like towers of fucking ketchup and barbecue sauce sitting by the meat now. It's just sitting there.
So it's still mostly outdated logic, but yeah.
I would say it's still 85% of the healthy stuff is still on the rim.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I go in the innards and I get my fucking Little Debbie section and I hit up my cereals.
Yeah.
Canned foods. I do all that.
Oh yeah. We do too, but
I mean, you wouldn't be human if you didn't.
No, you need some of that stuff.
But there's a guy on YouTube also. You guys should check him out if you're thinking about getting healthy or want to dispel any myths about fucking eating and stuff like that. Stan Efferding, the Rhino. Stan Efferding. He has a thing called Rhino's Rants, and he said, and I've talked about him on the show. The best diet is the one you'll stick to. The best workout program is the one you'll do. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter if it's keto.
Yeah.
Whatever. And he goes, if you stick to it, he goes, compliance is the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter because people they're not compliant. You can be on the greatest diet ever, but if you're wean off of it in 3 months and go back to how you were, and you're on and off, you're on it doesn't matter. And he said that it doesn't matter if it's keto, vegan. He'd list all the diets. He goes, all these diets are ultimately doing is lowering your calories. They could say it's this, it's macros, it's carbs, it's this. He goes, but ultimately you're lowering calories because you're cutting out something.
Yeah.
So you're vegan, you're cutting out meat. Meat, is calorie dense. If you're a keto person, you're cutting out bread. Bread has tons of calories. And people think that it's some magic sauce that they're getting.
No.
And it really all they're doing is cutting calories. He said, so literally you could fucking be somebody that's eating what you're eating right now. Anything, all of us out there, we're eating right now, if we cut it back to 1,500 calories, you'll lose weight.
It's
the weight's going to come off.
It's always been moderation.
Yeah, it could be, like, say a Big Mac meal. Like, you ate one Big Mac meal a day. It's 1,500 calories. He goes, if you just ate that one Big Mac meal and that was what you ate that day, you'll lose weight.
Yeah. No, he's right.
It doesn't matter, or it doesn't matter if it's that or 6 meals of ultra healthy lean protein, and that adds up to 1,500. Doesn't matter. You'll lose weight. The difference might be you might hit, if you're someone that's sensitive to like blood markers, like say you get cholesterol issues or then you might not want to be eating a Big Mac a day.
No.
But other than that, though, you're still going to lose weight. Period. You will lose weight if you just keep the calories down. It's simple math. But everyone thinks they got like the cure, they got I got it. I figured it out. Here's what I'm doing. I'm not eating bread ever again. Well, if you're not eating bread ever again, you will lose weight, but not because bread is necessarily the devil. It's because it's less calories than you were eating before when you were eating the bread.
Yeah, exactly.
But people don't see it that way. They just see it like they got some magic formula that don't exist, and I don't know. My thing is, I've done the numbers. I've run the data in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I've ran it. You don't live that long anyway.
No.
So I'm not saying do a bunch of cocaine and meth and kill yourself early. But I don't see the point in being super strict with your life because you don't live that long fucking anyway.
Nope.
I'm 41. I'm going to be 41 in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm healthy. I'm not. I'll probably, I don't know, let's say conservatively I live another 25 years, 65, 70, being a fat ass that I am.
Yeah.
I'll make it another 20, 25, whatever. So to me, it's not worth it to me to starve myself down to perfect health, eat everything that I hate, and then I get, instead of 25 years, I get to live another 32 or 35, another 10 years beyond. I don't know. To me, it don't seem worth it.
Cool.
That's an awesome take.
No,
So,
I mean,
I'm not saying
I
kill yourself. I'm not saying do meth. I'm not saying overeat till you die.
No.
But I'm just saying,
don't deprive yourself of the things you
just
enjoy.
Doesn't seem like I don't know, the over under now if you said okay, if you eat right now and you can you talked about with your doctor.
Yeah.
You got to do this, and they give you specific instructions, and you'll follow them. Now, if I was given specific instructions, and it would guarantee or close to guarantee me, you're going to have another 40, 50, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
I'm not abstaining from things I enjoy on a maybe.
No.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I have recently cut back on my carbs, only because I was eating so many of them, but I'm still eating stuff I like.
If you're having that's another thing too, though. Another caveat: if you're having blood sugar spikes or you're worried about diabetes, you got to stop eating a lot of carbs.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about. When I talk about the diet, I'm talking about people that are otherwise healthy. They're just fat.
Yeah.
But if you got diabetes, obviously, don't do the Big Mac meal.
Yeah.
Eat a bunch of carbs. As long as you're under that 1,500 or 2,000, you're good. No, if you got diabetes, you got to cut the carbs.
Well, and much to my surprise, I don't even have pre-diabetes, which shocked me because my family. But I just wanted to lose weight a little bit. I play kickball. Okay, pretty high, high level kickball, if you will, but not really high level at all.
You're an OG.
I just want to, what I would like to do is lose enough weight where I'm fast enough to hit a double. And that's it. I'm not joking. No, I want to hit a double in a kickball game. Kick it to the fence and make it to second base before they throw me out. I have less than a year to get to that level. So that's my goal. I'm just cutting down on carbs because I don't want to be approaching 300 pounds anymore. The end. I haven't went on a diet. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. What are you going on a diet for, Kevin?
Yeah, well, the thing.
And the diet.
Kevin's a listener, by the way, Kevin.
Hey, Kev.
Thank you for
listening. I'm not making fun of you.
We love you to death.
I'm questioning.
But the thing is, Kevin has always been jacked as shit.
Well, and that's what I mean.
He's always been jacked. I met Kevin through my first, second band when our band was done.
Yeah.
I joined another band, and he was our singer. Kevin he looks like fucking Tom Hardy in the Warrior movie.
He's really jacked, yes.
He looks like Tom Hardy as a person. He looks like fucking Tom Hardy, the actor. He's jacked as fuck. He looks fantastic. And he's always like, I'm doing this diet. I'm doing this. Kev, dude, you're just jacked, dude. I mean, you can do it if you want, but I don't know what you're wanting to change. You look great.
And I only brought him up because the diet, he lifts weights.
He's older than me, too, by the way.
I didn't know that, actually.
He's like a year, I think he's 2 years fucking older than I am, and he looks great.
Well,
still.
My point was he lifts weights. He does weightlifting and stuff. He works out. He doesn't do just cardio and stuff. He does heavy weight. But the diet he was doing, according to everything I read, isn't good for when you're doing heavy weights like that, because you're going to be more fatigued because you're only eating one time a day. One meal a day.
Oh, he did the intermittent fasting.
He was doing one. Yeah, you basically eat for 1 hour a day and you don't eat the other 23 hours. So basically, unless you're working out right after you're doing that one meal a day, you don't have much strength going on. I'm sorry.
Kevin's awesome.
Yeah.
But I saw him with his band, and he had like the perfect 6-pack of abs I've ever seen. Like outside of somebody that's not like a pro bodybuilder or something.
Yeah.
He just like he's on stage singing. He's all not oiled up, but sweated up, so it looked like oil.
He's not all Tim. He's not Tim Capello
what
out.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck have you been doing? He goes, all right, so I just eat cans of tuna, fruit and vegetables. So it was like before like keto and low carb was a thing.
Yeah.
This is like 10 years ago. I'm like, my god, damn, dude. You look like you could go on a bodybuilding stage. He's like, hey man, thanks. I was like, and then he has functionality too. Kevin also does like the we had Nick on here.
Yeah.
Him and Nick do the warrior dashes.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
marathon. He'll do. Kevin has good fitness level. He's not just a meathead weightlifter.
Oh no, that's not what I meant.
He has
either,
really
yeah.
good fitness.
No, he's always posting stuff about running, and him and Nick will run all the time. So I knew it wasn't that. It was just, I don't know.
Him having good fitness makes one of us.
One of us.
Because I fucking don't.
One of us.
Yeah, I think the longest I've stuck to anything, when you got married, that year you got married, I ran 3 to 5 miles a day, and I did my push-ups. I did calisthenics. Like I did like almost like a military style or old school like boxing style workout, and I got right about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And I did that for a year straight. But I didn't really trim up my diet much. But at the time, I wasn't a big drinker. Like I drank like at your wedding, and I would drink at a bar with friends. But I never did the like video games, veg out drink.
No.
And I certainly couldn't drink like how I can now.
Oh no.
So I was pretty fit. So to think of like how great I felt then, it would be great to like get back to that. But man, it was a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
You're thinking of like your like even though I was young and healthy, I was like, okay, I'm gonna run today, but I'm gonna do this workout, but I can't really fuck around with cut my grass because I'm gonna be wore out. Like you're like weighing like what you're doing with your life. Like okay, I'm gonna work, and then, like that's how it is. If you're gonna be like fit and jacked, you have to. There's not a whole lot else you can do outside of your workouts because you're gonna be tired, man.
Exactly. Yeah. So, hey, I was gonna bring this up. You ever heard of Patrick Swayze?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was an actor. He died like 10 years ago.
Roadhouse, Point Break, some of my favorite shit ever.
That's what I was getting. Well, they and Spike TV does this every once in a while. They had like the I Am Chris Farley documentary a couple years ago. They had the I Am Bruce Lee one. They do one on somebody every couple of years, it seems like. But they did I Am Patrick Swayze, which is like a documentary about his life. I didn't get to watch it yet, but a lot of people watched it, and from what I understand, it made them pretty emotional.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty sad, because, he died badly.
He had cancer and he
really
got
bad,
sick.
really bad cancer. But, yeah, they had a documentary that came out. I think it was from last Sunday. They basically aired it on his birthday, almost 10 years after he died. But I want to watch it. I've been watching some of his movies lately, like Next to Kin.
Yeah,
Young Bloods.
It's hard to watch stuff because like I got fucked up by the Spartacus guy, Andy Whitfield. Is that his name?
Oh God, yeah.
I watched he starred in Spartacus.
Yep.
And I watched his Netflix.
The
Netflix documentary was basically when they set out to make it. The filmmakers were like, "We're gonna film this." The whole thing was, "We're gonna film this guy go through his cancer treatment and beating it because he had Hodgkin's, which is very treatable. He caught it early on."
Yeah.
So they're like, young, healthy guy. That he's healthy as he's a stallion, good genetics, gorgeous guy. We're gonna get this guy back to health, and we're gonna film this, and it's gonna be an inspirational story.
Yep.
That was like how it was gonna go.
Yep.
His body did not respond to treatment. It just didn't. Like, most likely, if me or you got Hodgkin's, even the slobs, I'm like, if I got Hodgkin's right now and I caught it early enough, I'm probably going to beat it. It's like a 80 or 90% cure
Oh,
rate.
yeah, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is one of the ones that's the most treatable.
And his doctor told him, like, cancer's horrible. It's always fucked situation. But if I were to get cancer, if I were to choose, like, to get this is
the cancer you'd want, which sounds stupid, but it is.
Yeah. His body just did not respond to treatment.
So basically, you just watched a film of him
and
dying.
He just slowly deteriorated.
I haven't watched
died.
it yet.
I was like, man. And I watched it on a Sunday, so I'm hungover because I drink every Saturday. And I'm just depressed from the fucking, my body, like, getting rid of the toxins from drinking the night before. And I'm watching this shit. And I'm like, I just felt like bawling. I didn't bawl, but I just felt like, I'm like,
yeah,
this is so horrible. This is absolutely horrible. This man was gorgeous, and he was a kind-hearted man, and he had a family, he had a wife, he had a daughter. It was just like, man, why did I watch this shit? And I never watched Spartacus show.
Oh, it was good. The first season.
And he was, like, with his looks and his acting chops, he was going to be somebody. Like, it wasn't going to be Spartacus for him. He was going to be put in. He was going to go. They were going to fly his ass to Hollywood. He was going to. His destiny was so much more beyond what it be.
Yep.
And he fucking died, and it was like really depressing.
Well, I guess the Swayze one wasn't that bad because you didn't actually watch him just rot away. It was basically just, growing up, doing this, went to ballet school. Like, he actually went away to dance school, but he did martial arts before that too, and then into his movies, his acting a little bit, and then into the movies, and then I guess the last part of it was probably him dying and stuff. But I don't know. I just some of his movies are just they're classics.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing
you said
was,
Roadhouse, Youngbloods. I
told
forever.
Somebody like I have to give Patrick, like, people always say, well, who's your favorite actor? Well, I can't say who my favorite actor is.
No, I can't.
But I can say my favorite, like, catalog is, and it's probably Swayze, simply because Roadhouse, Point Break, Keanu's definitely in that catalog.
Yeah.
Because he's part of it. But, like, all the quotes and everything, like the Roadhouse quotes, you go to work, but people quote Roadhouse, people quote Point Break, and it's just like, it's all this highly quotable, cheesy, but
it doesn't matter.
It's cheesy, but you love it.
Cheesy quotes are the best quotes.
And it's like, so Patrick was in my opinion, my two most quotable movies, Roadhouse, Point Break.
Yep.
And all the fucking, all the, like, you're too stupid to have a good time, and just all that shit.
I just watched it the other day, so it's fresh in my mind.
Are they into any illegal shit?
And not him, but the guy he fought by the river. It's like, the guy's like, I used to fuck guys like you in prison.
Yeah.
That's not a good...
Yeah, he's a fuck guy. Like, that's not a good insult, Jimmy.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yep.
But...
boot.
Not just those movies either, but The Outsiders, Red Dawn, Steel Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, I could keep
Oh, my
going.
God, man. Now, we're not talking about that Dirty Dancing and Ghost crap.
Yeah.
Although Ghost was... The end was scary with the fucking demons come out of the ground and everything. But
the funny
Dirty
thing about
Dancing, classics.
It just goes on and on. The guy was just in fucking everything. Part of my growing up. The Chris Farley skit, most.
Oh, I showed
I
that
don't
to the
care
kids
what
the other
anyone
day.
says. There's great comedy. There's been funnier stuff. There's been whatever. The Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze, Chippendale thing is probably the most iconic comedy skit ever.
It's fantastic. I showed it to my kids the other day, and they loved it.
And
I think
I remember I was at a Pistons game years ago, and they played that skit with Swayze and Farley, and the whole crowd is cheering like somebody hit a 3-point shot.
Yep.
And it's up in the Palace of Auburn Hills, and they're playing it, and everybody's cheering the goddamn Chippendales skit.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's so Swayze. He's an icon.
I agree with
He's
you.
absolutely-
His catalog might be the most entertaining. Not the best films, not great cinema.
Yeah, he's not like Dustin Hoffman or
but-
something.
Dude, I could pick 8 of his movies right now, and if you told me you got to watch 8 movies in a row, I know exactly what 8 movies I'm going to watch. They're all going to be Swayze, probably.
And the irony is, the number 2 guy is Keanu Reeves, who he did Point Break with.
Yeah.
So it segues into that dude. That dude's amazing. Everybody loves Keanu. He's like the glue that holds the world together. Everybody's like, they could be totally political enemies or spiritual enemies, but like, man, I really like The Matrix. I like Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Keanu shit. And this year's what? He's got the new Wick coming out.
It came out. It's actually out. You can get it on digital now, and it comes on DVD in like 2 weeks.
The new Wick.
Yeah. Which is the highest grossing Wick, of course.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it comes out next
coming.
August.
And he's probably going to be in the biggest video game in this year.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. He's not just some shill character. He's like an important character within the game.
Yeah.
So he's just going to be all over your face.
And if the rumors are true, the rumors of Matrix 4, they are making Matrix 4, but the rumor is they're going to start making it at the beginning of the new year. So the year after that, he's going to have another Matrix movie, which I can't figure out because I thought he died. Whatever. But he's just going to keep going.
But remember when they said there's been several of you. There's
That's
been
true.
Other chosens.
And actually, the year after, so in 2021, we're talking 2 years from now, he can have 2 of the biggest movies of the year because Matrix 4 is probably coming out that year, and John Wick 4 is coming out that year.
And
so I guess maybe I just ruined John Wick 3. Apparently he survives because they're making a part 4.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
So I'm sure he lives because if they're gonna do another, he lived. Now
maybe it's a prequel though.
Now the brilliant thing about Matrix is it's you got computer simulations or programs. You could re-upload Neo.
That's true.
Right? You could re-upload him.
Yeah.
And then there he is.
Except I thought he died in the real world.
Doesn't matter.
Either way,
he can be computer programming. He can be a real person. He can be anything.
I'd go back and watch it, but the second 2 movies weren't great. The first movie was fantastic. So,
yeah,
special effects in the first 2, all 3 movies were fantastic, but the stories in the second and third one were like, yeah.
Well, I remember the first one that came out. It was the DVD special. It was like the first Matrix was like the thing you had to have for DVD. Like,
oh yeah.
Now DVD had been out for a couple of years, but like it was like what people like get rid of VHS, get a DVD because you got to see this shit.
Yep.
And for the sound, right? Like the first Matrix film was the DVD.
Oh, I love that movie too.
Thing you had to have.
That's another one people are like, it's kind of aged a little bit. I think it's still great.
To me, it looked good.
Yeah, it's because obviously technology surpassed it, or in some ways surpassed it. But I still think the first Matrix is fantastic.
Yeah. Briefly, before we leave here, we have to talk about what we watched for like a half hour before the show came on, and that is Tucker Got. With 2 T's.
Oh, yeah, that's the, okay.
So it's this guy, and so for some reason the video came up in my suggested, I don't fucking know why, 325 miles in one day. That's great time if you're on a scooter. And he's like cruising at 11,000 feet. So I was thinking, okay, this guy's, we watched a video. And he has a fucking parachute.
Yes, and a motor.
That's a glider.
Yeah.
And a 2-cycle motor.
Yeah, like
that you put on your fucking. Okay, I'm not just saying this for effect, but it's like it's bigger than a weed whacker, but it's like a small snowblower motor.
It's not a very big engine, no.
And this guy takes this thing up and he goes at 29 knots,
Yeah.
which is basically 6 miles an hour.
I think.
And he's like, I'm going to go through these mountains over here. And I'm like, go around them, dude. I'm like watching the video of this Tucker Gott guy. And I just can't. It's the motor. He literally duct taped parts of it together.
Oh, and then he ordered a gasket and it didn't come in time before his flight, so he just rigged it up.
So he jerry rigged his gasket. Another valve he fucking taped on with a duct tape. He's like, I don't really believe in duct tape, but this is what got me through.
He had at least 3 parts of that duct tape.
You're going at 11,000 feet, bad gasket, fucking duct tape, and the thing goes 30 miles an hour. Wind can kill you. A big wind gust, like a big windstorm, you're dead. And you're thinking like, well, where's he going from? Well, Montana, mountains. So he has to go up way fucking high.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make it in Nevada.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, Tucker, dude. It's like, get your gas before you leave ever again. Fix your gaskets.
Yeah.
Don't use duct tape to hold your fucking hoses and wires and shit onto your motor. And you might want something stronger than a 2-cycle fucking motor. You don't want to put your weed whacker motor on your fucking 11,000 foot climbing machine, you idiot.
At the one point where he's like, I gotta get the blend together. It's like, yeah, he's using like a fucking lawnmower engine on this thing.
Yeah. The blend together I got on my chainsaw when I had to cut the weeping willow out in my backyard. Not something that has to keep me alive when I fucking fly from Montana
11,000
to Nevada.
Feet. Now, there was points where he got the tailwinds, and he was getting up above 40 miles an hour. 40, I think he said 47.
Oh, he was roasting.
Yeah. So the one point he's like 29 knots, and 36. So it's like basically 325 miles. How far is Chicago? About 300.
Yeah.
So he's basically riding his Honda Spree to Chicago.
Yeah, it's like
the equivalent of that.
It's like, well, I was telling you, like going to Kentucky to see my family's 450 miles. We do that in 8 hours.
Yeah, going 70.
You go 325 in 12 hours is slow as fuck.
Yeah,
I get it. Live your life, have some adventure.
Now he did land at least twice too.
I will say this about Tucker: phenomenal landings.
Oh my gosh!
I watched his landings. He's really good at landings, really smooth. But it's a parachute with a motor. That's what this guy's doing.
Yep.
It's and
a motor strapped to his back.
Yeah.
It's like like a big industrial fan on his back.
And then he's in the middle of nowhere. Like I'm telling you, like there's not in some points there's not even roads, invisible plain. Like
yes.
He's looking out in the distance. There's mountains to the right, mountains to the left, lakes. Little oasis type things where there's green areas, no roads. And then he basically looks until he sees like a filling station.
Well, I think he planned all those out, and he had landing spots, but he had backup landing spots too.
Then he's bitching. He's like, this place has got all kinds of power lines. Yeah, because they're not counting on someone flying in with a parachute to their fucking filling station.
Yeah.
Halfway between Billings and Whitefish. Idiot.
It's it's pretty interesting watch. I was surprised. He had a bunch of videos. We only watched one of them, so I want to check him out.
That said, I'm tearing the guy down, but I got to build him up. I'm gonna binge watch it.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it all.
Because it's so interesting. I'm ripping the guy apart about what an idiot he is. In reality, it's jealousy because I'm too much of a pussy.
I wouldn't do it.
Something like that.
Fuck no, I would not.
But
ever
I gotta see how
that.
this guy's life goes. I'm gonna have. I want to have him on here one day so I can insult him, and then at the end, like, all right, you're cooler than me.
Now we're probably gonna get all the Tucker Gott fans complaining that we're ripping their. Yeah. It's gonna be like the Wes Watson people.
Yeah,
I don't want to see you, Ryan 4321, making fun of us for ripping on Tucker Gott.
Tucker Gott. Buy a plane, man. He's like, I gotta do some. He goes, this is some difficult flying, and I was like joking, like, yeah. You're flying, but you're in the middle of a 90-mile open valley that had some mountains off in the distance. Wouldn't like difficult flying be like Manhattan? and that fucking thing where you're like trying to fly through like such a tall building. You're in the middle of an open valley, dude.
Where you're flying isn't difficult. You're not an ace pilot out there, buddy. Probably takes you 4 minutes to make a left turn.
You're not Chuck Yeager, Tucker. But I do appreciate what you're doing.
No, your shit's awesome.
And as soon as we leave here, we're going to watch them.
I'm going to watch them.
Radiounderground@msn.com. That's our email. We got Facebook. We got Twitter.
Yes.
And we do this every Saturday. We're going to do it live.
Subscribe to our YouTube page.
Subscribe to YouTube. We have a PayPal. Buy us our Roadcaster Pro.
I think we're more likely to have people buy us beer.
Yeah, or beer. All right, guys. We're out of here. Tucker I'm ripping on you only to tell you I actually admire you, you crazy son of a bitch.
Peace.
Bye.